Pat Gray is here.
I am.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
And thank you for being here as well. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We are jam-packed full of stuff again today. And it's just pretty much every day you got to pick and choose what you're going to be able to get to because there's just so much every day. Gone are the days, I think, where there's just nothing to talk about. What are we going to do today? Maybe
you have to come up with something.
You just open up the phones and talk about your favorite Disney character. What about that? That might be good.
Let's open up the phone lines. As a matter of fact, are ours open yet? I don't want to press you. Or
I
anything,
think we just opened.
Okay.
Them. Yeah.
If you, I'm gonna open up the lines, and if you have your favorite Disney character today,
right.
Is that it? Yeah.
Let us know. Yeah, let us know. Because Jeffy and I, we can't decide. I'm arguing for Donald. He's talking Goofy. I mean, how do you decide? There's so many good ones.
That's the whole thing.
It's like picking your favorite child. And then maybe later on we could do the all request lunch hour too.
Well, the phone lines are going to be already open.
That's true. So we might as well take some requests. Donald Trump, big news. While you slept, Donald Trump nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. How about that?
Congratulations.
Yes.
Right.
Although, are they really going to consider him? I don't know.
Probably.
He deserves it. He's got the Israel UAE situation done.
Yeah.
Helped normalize relations between those two nations. And that's not easy. Only Egypt and Jordan had normalized relations with Israel in the last, since their inception. So for the United Arab Emirates to come around was pretty big and may have a domino effect. I don't know. They haven't really fallen in line just yet.
Really?
Would have been nice. Yeah. But President Trump has, he's ended wars. I mean, we're pretty well. He's reducing the force in Iraq by a third, I believe, right?
With a drawdown in Afghanistan, right? I mean, we're out of there. We've talked with Dingleberry from North Korea.
From North Korea. Yeah, we did talk to Dingleberry.
Huge. Mm-hmm. And after he got done talking with Dingle from North Korea, I mean, things have kind of settled down.
Yeah.
Right?
How often do you hear about North Korea anymore, except that everybody speculates he might be dead or he's in trouble health-wise or whatever. That's the only thing we hear out of North Korea now. We don't hear threats that they're going to destroy the United States and rivers of blood are going to run through the streets.
Is the sister taking over?
That's all we hear. And supposedly she might be worse than he is, according to reports.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that she takes over, by an accident befall Dingleberry.
Yeah. Dingleberry should be careful.
Yes, he should be.
She's apparently somewhat ruthless. Do you remember the Olympic Games when she went down to South Korea for the Olympics? And she was the toast of the town,
yes,
man. They loved her. They couldn't say enough great things about her. Oh, she's so stylish. She's so put together.
Right.
She's so wonderful, and she's lovely and beautiful. And I mean, they fell all over her.
I mean, look, not a lot of people look that good walking through prison camps.
That's right.
So
that's right.
It's good that she's part of it.
And just keeping the blood off of your heels.
Right.
That can be difficult. So
you have to change shoes before you get back into the limo.
Yeah. If you're fortunate enough not to live in California, as many of us are, you'll be even more thankful that you're not there when you hear Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti, who has told residents of Los Angeles, told them on Sunday, tweeted out, "It's almost 3 p.m. Turn off all major appliances. Set your thermostat to 78 degrees or use the fan instead. Turn off excess lights and unplug any appliances you're not using. We need every Californian to conserve energy. Please do your part." Okay. All right.
Thank you.
How about you do your part and keep our appliances going? Keep our electricity on. How about that?
That's an idea.
I mean, California has made stupid decisions for so long, and now all the Californians are the ones that are going to have to suffer for it. Now you've got to turn your thermostat to 78 during a heat wave. I'm sorry, 78 is the temperature in my house when my air conditioning is broken. No way would I set it there on purpose. I mean, come on. 78?
78.
Nope. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
78.
You imagine?
I can, because the last time I remember walking in, well, I had lived in a house without a roof for a while, but I remember walking into our house coming home from a weekend away and the air conditioning had broke sometime during the time that we were away. And it was at 78.
Yeah, right.
In the house.
Right.
And I remember walking in going, oh.
I know. You're about to
be
asphyxiated. You feel like you're being suffocated.
Yes.
I'm not doing 78 and turn off my appliances. What? I'm going to turn off my refrigerator? I'm going to shut that down?
No, but don't open it. Just leave it closed, because if you open it, it runs more.
And he says time to turn off your major appliances.
Yeah, well, I mean,
sorry,
you can't have microwaves and televisions and toasters and can openers.
Is a toaster a major appliance?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, that's really been promoted then, I guess, huh? Toaster's had a good run if it's a major appliance.
It is a major appliance.
Okay.
I want it unplugged.
All right.
It's drawing power.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So with record-setting heat, residents use more electricity to cool their homes? You're kidding. Increasing stress on the power grid and resulting in rolling blackouts. Yeah, you know what? It's hotter in Texas almost all the time. I mean, we may have lower temperatures right this second than California does during the daytime highs because they're in a heat wave, which happens. And we never have rolling blackouts. Never. I've lived here between living in Houston for 8 years and in Dallas for 8 years now. I've been in Texas for 16 years. I've never seen a rolling blackout.
Yeah.
Never.
Right. I've lived in Texas and in Florida. Where it does tend to get a little warm from time to time.
Yep. Just like Texas.
No, there was no rolling blackouts.
No. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So there were some tweets being tweeted out to respond to Garcetti. Socialism sucks. Yeah, it does. With Biden-Harris, this train wreck of an energy policy is coming to your state too. Their new slogan: if you want to live without air conditioning, vote Democrat. That was Senator Ted Cruz. According to James Woods, actor James Woods said, this is a daily ritual in Somalia, Venezuela, Cuba, every socialist asshole in the world. Thank you, Democrats. Ben Shapiro tweeted out, we pay some of the highest taxes in the nation. Yeah, their state income tax is the highest. It's another 13.3%. So if you're wealthy, you're already paying, 43, 44% plus 13% state tax? That's 57% of your income right there. Going on 58%.
Not 90.
No, it's not 90. That's true. It's still not their fair share. We do know that. But we pay some of the highest taxes in the nation, and what we receive for those tax dollars are riots condoned by the city and an insufficient energy grid to deal with the super unpredictable fact that it gets effing hot in the summer in California. People, I don't blame them for their frustration. Comedian Tim Young tweeted out, nothing says I'm a failed mayor quite like this tweet. So, yeah, they're putting it all on the residents of California. You're the ones now who have to pay for their terrible policies over the last 50 years. It's disgraceful. It's despicable. And that's Democrats, though. That's what they do. That's where we wind up when we put them in control of things. So consider that on November 3rd when you go to the poll. This would be AOC's America. This would be Biden and Harris's America. Yeah, they're right. We'd all have these rolling blackouts with their policies. Can you imagine if they start shutting off fossil fuel energy? Fossil fuel driven energy is what keeps this country going.
Hello.
Wind and solar, last I checked, accounted for about 5%. 5%. Wind and solar are not adequate to keep this nation going. Now, if you want to be a third world nation, sure, that's fine. We can do that. We can be without a toaster, our major appliance,
Thank you.
the toaster.
Thank you. One of them.
All hell would break loose if you didn't have access to your toaster. That's when Americans draw the line.
Thank you.
I will not be without my toaster. So that's coming.
You make fun, I'm telling you.
No, a toaster.
Okay.
Super major appliance.
Tell me that 4-slice bad boy isn't a major appliance on the counter.
No, it is.
You'd be wrong.
It absolutely is. Yeah, you'd sound like a fool saying it. All right, 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Speaking of crappy mayors, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio said that the weekend they just enjoyed in the Big Apple was an overwhelmingly peaceful Labor Day weekend.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, despite the fact that a 6-year-old was shot, along with about 24 others over the 3-day span. That's an overwhelmingly peaceful weekend in New York City.
Nice.
Yeah. He's getting some pushback over the claim, because the city's been experiencing a huge, 150%, 250% increase in violent crime. Because, one of the problems is he cut the police department budget by $1 billion. Oh, but that didn't do anything wrong. We just had an overwhelmingly peaceful weekend here. So he was challenged on that. He said, thank God none of the shootings involve life-threatening injuries. Except for that incident, overwhelmingly, we had a peaceful weekend in central Brooklyn. And it really is because of the hard work of everyone. So they called him on that, and he got pissed. He was pressed on characterizing the weekend as peaceful. He said, I was talking about Brooklyn, just central Brooklyn.
He's such a douche.
I was talking about my apartment, okay?
Right.
You buffoon. It was really peaceful at my apartment. There were no shootings there at all. My whole family was gone for the weekend up to the Hamptons. I was there alone, so it was overwhelmingly peaceful. Not a stabbing, not a shooting could be found in my apartment.
Fine.
It's so stupid. I don't know how they put up with that. And how many times has that guy been reelected? I mean, several now, right? Maybe just one reelection. He won the first. Yeah, we should look at that because it seems like he's been there forever now.
It sure does. And the lockdown hasn't helped in that.
Oh no, right? Because he's been terrible on the lockdown.
Put him in the forefront forever.
Yeah. Yep. And man, does he love he loves the exposure. He loves the attention he gets.
Yeah, since 2014.
14, okay. It's only been 6 years then. Wow. So I guess one re-election. It would have been in 2018, I guess? Yeah, because when we were in New York, it was Bloomberg.
Yeah.
And
Bloomberg
he was
there for
too.
like 80 years.
Yeah, jeez. He was horrific. In fact, he changed the term limits while he was in office so that he could run again, and he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So great. Right after, bad-mouthing Giuliani for, maybe asking if he could stay on and help out after 9/11. Unbelievable. Just amazing. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Got this fun tweet here from Dadbod blog. Say that 5 times fast. Notice that math is apparently racist. That's going around right now. He says, who knew? Who knew math was racist? I guess it has been in Oregon. The Oregon equity lens is quite the read as well. Anyway, this story is apparently in that paper. Commitment to an anti-racist position in mathematics.
Oh, nice.
So they're committing to not being racist in their math. The current health pandemic has brought a number of equity considerations to the forefront as we adapt our learning models to keep our students and educators safe and still meet the educational needs of our community. Issues include access to online learning, challenges to teaching multilingual and EL students. I don't know what that is. And adapting mathematics instruction with a comprehensive distance learning model. The current health crisis has also brought light to systemic racism, that existed previously. So the Oregon Department of Education is committed to the ODE equity lens in all our work and prioritize anti-racist mathematics education for all our students. And you're thinking, okay, well, wait a minute. What is racist about math? An anti-racist position in mathematics education is a pledge to dismantle systems and structures that maintain racism within teaching and learning mathematics, from challenging belief systems that perpetuate microaggressions to disrupting the role mathematics classes play in pushing students out of schooling. What does that mean? Does that mean math is too hard for some students, and so they leave school?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And so we have to make it easier because minorities can't handle it? Well, that's a racist position right there.
Oh, yeah. And the EL program is the English Language Development Program.
All right. As we begin this school year, we encourage all educators to attend these principles as we prepare for mathematics teaching, prioritizing meeting the social and emotional needs of students in mathematics classrooms in light of the historical moment they're living through. Okay, so instead of just getting up there and teaching kids math, we have to prioritize the social and emotional needs of teaching math. Wow. Yeah. Is there any saving a society that is this butt stupid? I don't know. No. Carefully considering when and how to assess mathematical knowledge in ways that account for social and emotional needs of students. It's gotten to the point where now math is racist. So 2 + 2 = 4. That's some sort of racial construct now? How did we get to this point? Really incomprehensible.
You keep using the word. Mm-hmm. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Let me take a minute and tell you about Keeps. If you've noticed that your hair isn't looking or feeling as full as it used to, there is something you can do about it. You don't have to just watch it drop into the sink or down the drain every single day. Go to keeps.com/Pat. Keeps.com. That's KEEPS.com/Pat. Now, you don't even have to leave the comfort and privacy of your living room if you don't want to. You just do this all online, answer a few questions there, snap a few pictures of your hair, and a licensed doctor will review your information and recommend the right hair loss treatment for you. Then it's shipped directly to your door. Don't make unnecessary trips to the doctor or drugstore. You can do it all at home. We'll get you started with a special deal, too. Now, first of all, Keeps sells the generic versions, which saves you about 50% off the price from the brand name. We're also going to give you another 50% off your first order just to get you started. So go to Keeps.com/Pat for 50% off your first order of Keeps hair loss products. Keeps.com/Pat.
Pat Gray.
Oh, as you can see there, some really cool gear at shop.blazemedia.com/Pat. It's just that easy. It is just.
Well, that's why you said it that way.
That easy. That's why I said it, because it's so easy. Yeah. It just rolls right off the tongue. So when you go to type in the address, it just flows.
Right there.
Shop.blazemedia.com/Pat _ squiggly line !
You don't even have to do the underline.
You don't have to do that?
No, I mean, I just added automatically.
That's how easy it is. Made it that easy.
Your search engine automatically types the squiggly lines.
You might also check out some of Jeffy's paraphernalia there, too.
Yeah, there's some of that there. I mean, there's all kinds of cool stuff at
shop.blazemedia.com/Pat.
Or you could just go there without the slash. Now, why would you want to do that? No,
why would you do
Pat.
that?
Yeah, that's just dumb.
Yeah, that's just silly. Also, you can find the wonderful podcast there, too. Pat Gray Unleashed podcast. Download that, subscribe. That helps us a lot. Do the 5-star rating. Send it to your friends, relatives, neighbors. And then do the same thing for Jeffy's thing, whatever he calls that deal.
It's called chewing the fat. I don't know why that's not difficult.
That's
called
what it is.
Chewing the fat.
That's really not.
No,
it's catchy and it's really easy.
So then you just tell your neighbor. You don't even have to. You can rate and review it and do all that stuff. But once you subscribe, just tell your friends and neighbors.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You get home from work and they say, "Hey, how you doing?" Great. Just listen to Chewing the Fat. And let people know about it.
All right.
That's all.
Now, have you been successful in keeping this thing free? Because I know you've been.
I make one joke.
You've been struggling really hard with trying to keep the price down.
I make one stupid free joke. Yeah, it's still free. It is still free.
That's great.
You keep asking, and I keep fighting.
Yeah. I love the fact that you fight so hard for listeners. Yeah, that's great.
That's why I'm here. That's why we're here.
All right.
To provide content and entertainment for the listeners.
Right. That's exactly right.
Damned if they have to pay.
That's your commitment.
That is.
It's incredible. Because otherwise, you'd be paying $200-$300 an episode for that. So it's really awesome of you.
You wouldn't be able to afford a toaster.
That's right.
You would not be able to afford a major appliance of a toaster. You
sure wouldn't. You'd really have to keep your electricity or your air conditioning at 78 degrees every day.
You have to budget. No cost.
Really bad news. Really, really sad. This is going to hit you where you live. The Kardashians are ending after.
I cried last night.
After just 14 years and 20 seasons.
I cried.
As a man. I did too. I broke down and I wept openly. I just wept openly because I didn't care. Who knew? That's how grief-stricken I was. Keeping Up with the Kardashians will be coming to an end with the final season airing in early 2021.
Yeah. So they're still doing this season, and we have one more. So that saved some tears to fall.
Right, because you do have one more year with them. Well, one more season.
One more. Yeah. What's left? You have this season and then another season. So that's powerful.
That is powerful. And there they are. There they are. Mini skirts and all. The decision to end the show was made by the family themselves, the Kardashian Jenner family.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. It is with heavy hearts that we've made the difficult decision as a family to say goodbye to Keeping Up with the Kardashians. That's what Kim Kardashian West announced, posting to her, good gosh. Do you know how many followers she's got?
Kim?
On Instagram? On Instagram.
15 million.
15 million? Is that what your guess?
Yeah.
You want to call a friend? Is that your final answer?
Can I call him? Listen, Dad, I need to know Kim's Instagram account. How many she got?
Is it so here's the numbers that are possible. Is it 15 million, 30 million, 80 million, or 188 million followers?
It's so far off. It's disgusting.
188 million followers. Are you kidding me?
This is incredible. Incredible.
Now,
why? Look, because most of those are bots, right?
Do you think?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yes. I think real people, 15 million. I think I'm right.
That's a lot of bots.
That's a lot of bots.
That you're paying for.
188 million.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, you aren't lying to this.
That's crazy. And for what reason? I mean, what are you following her for? What do you care what Kim Kardashian is doing? So ridiculous.
I'm probably one of those 188 million.
Are you? Do you follow on Instagram?
I might. I don't remember.
And do you know the reason you're following?
No, because I just do. It's kind of like Britney. You just follow them. You just do.
It's
just part of follow. It's part of life.
Okay. All right.
It's part of the life. You're on Instagram. Yeah, you got to follow them.
Here's another quote from the Kardashians on this dark, sad, depressing day. After what will be 14 years, 20 seasons, hundreds of episodes, and numerous spin-off shows, we are beyond grateful to all of you who've watched us for all of these years.
Made them fortunes.
Through the good times, the bad times, the happiness, the tears, and the many relationships and children, we'll forever cherish the wonderful memories and countless people we've met along the way. E! released an official statement to Variety regarding the ending of the monumental show. E has been the home of an extended family of the Kardashian Jenners that for what will be 14 years,
Yeah.
featuring the lives of this empowering family.
Mainstay.
Is that what they are? They're empowering.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why all these people follow them, because you feel empowered when you do.
Empowered.
Along with all of you, we've enjoyed following the intimate moments the family so bravely shared by letting us into their daily lives. Yeah, I mean, just like we just happened to drop in like a fly on the wall. like they're shocked we're even there. That's just how natural and
I mean, that was
real
the deal, right? When
it is.
I mean, it first started as the mom got it going, and it was all good. It was Bruce Jenner, right? It was the beginning.
How dare you dead name him?
No, but I mean, that's what the show was. I'm not dead naming him. That's what it was
dead
about.
named him.
No, he
You
was
just
in
said
the
Bruce
show.
Jenner. You dead named someone.
I did because his character is now dead on the show.
You bastard. Does she not ever show up? You know, the new.
Oh, I don't know. I probably.
Caitlyn?
Now you're going to be surprised at this for a second. I haven't watched in a while.
Really?
It's been a while since
I am
watched Keeping
surprised
Up
by
with
that.
the Kardashians.
You know, it's been a while for me, too. It's been 15 years since I watched the Kardashians.
A whole 15?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All 15.
Yeah, I mean, we used everyone. I mean, I haven't.
I've
watched
never watched a single moment of
I
a
can't
single
say that.
episode.
I
Not
can't say
one.
that.
While it has been an absolute privilege, E continues, and we will miss them wholeheartedly, we respect the family's decision to live their lives without our cameras. No kidding. How could you? I mean,
Well, that's their
you've
life, man.
got to be an attention hog, I'll say. An attention hog in order to put up with this for 14 freaking years.
Oh yeah, and there's not very many like even, and it really affected their family as well. But I mean, any of the reality shows like that, I mean, very few, a limited few have survived it. Right? I mean, they once they start, then I mean, the families all break apart.
Oh, really?
I mean, you look at the shows that that have done it, and they just crumble right at the end. I mean, it's just
Yeah, what was
it's
that?
all over.
What was that show that was on and really popular for a while? Something about 8, or it's like Kate and 8, Kate plus 8, or whatever. Kate and the other guy.
Yeah.
Kate and John, or Kate and Frank. I don't know what they broke up, right?
Yeah.
They got divorced.
I remember when the Hulk Hogan started his
And his wife?
and they're
broken up.
devastated,
Big time
from
broken
it.
up.
I mean, I was I knew him at the time. I mean, I was seeing him. I was seeing his kid. His kids were going to the same school as my oldest son, and I would see him. And then they all left to go do this reality show because that was what they were going to be their full-time job.
That
for
didn't
the
work out
family.
well.
I mean, it sure made him some money. Made him some money, but I mean, it crushed the.
Then you
crushed
think
the family.
Jessica and Nick, what's his face? You know, the boy band guy?
Yeah.
They broke up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that does hold some water.
I mean, it crushes the families, man.
Huh.
There's only been a couple, I think, that have actually made it through, and I have to look at the show list now to remember. But
Yeah, it would be interesting to go back and check that out.
I mean, it's really hard on everyone, and look at what it's done to the Kardashians. Aside from the 188 million followers on Instagram,
Yeah.
But,
Plus,
I mean-
they're all billionaires now.
Yeah.
Every single one of them
yeah,
are all billionaires. If you're to believe Forbes magazine, anyway.
Well,
but
I mean,
they're very, very wealthy.
Damn, she lied. She's only worth 900 million.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We didn't get to the story, and we briefly mentioned it yesterday, but there's a church in California, a large California church. It was fined $50,000, not just for holding indoor worship services, but what they did inside. They should all be in prison for it. We'll tell you about it coming up in a minute. I mean, don't even hold a trial for these people. Just go directly to jail.
Do we have trials anymore?
Rarely.
Okay.
Rarely. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray, the Blaze Radio Network. Pat Gray returns on the Blaze Radio Network.
We were just looking at the curse of the reality TV show. There have been quite a few breakups.
Hey, I know.
When you invite the cameras into your house, you're inviting trouble. and it looks like, you got Bruce and Kris Jenner.
Whoa.
Well, he was Bruce
I was
then.
all ready to apologize for dead naming. You
I know.
got after me for dead naming, and I thought, no, that was who he was.
But then you found that photo from back in the day.
So there's a picture of the
ridiculous.
actual Keeping Up with the Kardashian promo shot of the family.
Yeah.
And it's Bruce Jenner.
Yes.
Bruce Jenner. All right.
And underneath, the caption says,
show features former Olympian Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner was not a former Olympian. Okay? Caitlyn Jenner has never even been to the Olympics. Probably hasn't watched them on TV. It was Bruce Jenner who won the gold medals in the Olympics. That is just ridiculous.
I know.
You're trying to change history with that. It doesn't doesn't make any sense. Wow.
They have, though.
So they broke up anyway.
Yeah.
Then there was John and Kate. That's who I was trying to remember.
John and Kate plus 8.
John and Kate plus 8.
Then it went to Kate plus 8.
Then Chris Humphries and Kim Kardashian. They broke up. Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson broke up. Linda and Hulk Hogan, you mentioned them too.
Yeah, that whole family is that whole time, man. They're so sad.
Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston.
Another sad
from the
story.
Bravo program, Being Bobby Brown. All right, that's one I missed. Darn. Dave Navarro and Carmen Electra were in Till Death Do Us Part. Carmen and Dave?
You sound like you never saw that show.
I do sound like it because I never saw that show. But I'm sorry I missed it because on their wedding invitations, it apparently featured them naked and holding hands while laying on a metal gurney in a morgue. Oh, that's
nice.
Beautiful. That's really sweet.
Nothing says love like a gurney in a morgue.
For sure. Kevin Federline, Britney Spears broke up.
Yeah.
Bret Michaels and Christy Gibson.
Britney's still struggling. Oh, yeah, Brett.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now,
Travis Barker, Shanna Moakler on Meet the Barkers. He's the Blink 182 drummer.
Yeah.
And she was a Miss USA turned Playboy model. And they sadly broke up. Who would have seen that coming? Who would have seen that happy romance? Who would have guessed that's not a forever love? And then, of course, what's the HGTV couple? Remember them? Tarek and Tariq, whatever his name is, and Christina on the Flip or Flop show.
Oh, yeah.
They broke up, too.
Yeah.
So,
sure
I mean,
did.
on and on and on. It's a pretty long list.
But it started like back in the early 2000s, right? You had the Osbournes.
No, they stayed together.
They did, but I don't know that you count. I mean, it's been pretty screwed up. And the Anna Nicole show.
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
cow, that was huge for a couple of years. And
man.
That whole thing was a nightmare, too.
Are Gene Simmons and Shannon Tweed still together? They are, right?
Yeah.
So a few of them
the family jewels with Simmons. He stayed pretty strong through that. That family, he kept them pretty together on that.
It's because he's a Republican. He's a conservative. He's got his head on straight. That's why, yeah.
I mean,
that's hard. Hard to believe. The guy from Kiss is conservative.
He makes the argument, though. He makes a good argument.
Yeah, He's kind of like a Ted Nugent in that way. 888-900-3393. Got some tweets here, too, from Swilling Duck. Since the Kardashians are going away, can all of the previous seasons be permanently scrubbed from all media storage? Maybe replace them with show-length graphics that say, go read a book.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Laugh while cooking with kale tweets, come on, Pat, I'm not reading off a teleprompter. Wait for the laughter. I am doing what's best for the country. Salute while looking at the flag. Look sincere. Sigh heavily. What were we talking about there that is referencing? Something from... now we've lost that moment. Sorry. Saltine American. Don't call me cracker. Great. So we'll be raising generations of individuals that won't be able to make change for $1. That sounds productive.
Oh, we're already there.
Yeah, because of the racist mathematics.
Yeah, we're already there with that. Though.
For sure. Kevin Davis tweets, how are people from California going to power their electric cars with no power? Good question.
Well, many of them are moving to other states.
Yeah, that's true. We need to put up a fence between us and California. Tickle Me Fauci tweets, I consider my heated ice cream scooper a major appliance.
Right.
And from Petty Officer America, how much you want to bet Mayor Garcetti is never in a room without freezing air conditioning?
Oh.
You know that's true.
Well, he has to govern.
Yes, right.
He has to govern. I mean, what's good for me is not what's good for thee, right? I mean that.
Yeah. I mean, you're one of the little people.
Grabian did a mashup of all of our leaders that say, do things against what they say we should be doing, especially during this lockdown.
Oh,
and you go through this clip.
We need that.
We're gonna play it here. I've got it for us to play. It is incredible. And by about halfway through, I'm already going to apologize for halfway through, because about halfway through, I was like, I wanted to swear at these people loudly, use words that we can't use here, and it's still not done. It just goes on and on. It's incredible. It's incredible. Go ahead. I mean, seriously,
let's play it.
An 80-year-old part-time Napa resident called Nancy Pelosi can be seen slinking through a San Francisco hair salon. Because due to coronavirus regulations, salons in San Francisco are closed for indoor services.
As it turns out, it was a setup. So I take responsibility for falling for a setup. I think that that this salon owes me an apology.
You went to the gym yesterday and Twitter lost its mind.
I don't get it, but we'll move on with our lives. The gyms are all closed now, Allison.
I did not for a moment think there was anything problematic because I knew the dynamics. And again, I have to stay healthy so I can make the decisions for the people of the city.
Oh, okay.
Did
Nobody else
Governor
does.
Michelle
All right,
Lujan Grisham play by her own rules?
Pause it for a second.
She ordered
I mean, that is incredible. The lack of self-awareness of how elitist you are. And again, I have to stay healthy. I can't sit around like you fat slobs on your dead butts. I can't do that, okay? I have to stay healthy. You don't, you fat slobs, you big lugs, you lumps of fatty goo. I have to stay healthy because I'm important. I'm important. You don't have any important decisions to make in your life.
I just want to be clear. We're not even halfway through yet.
What do you have to be healthy for? You don't.
Yeah, I do.
Freaking slug. That is unbelievable. That's unbelievable. All right, let's see this.
Did Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham play by her own rules when she ordered non-essential stores to shut down and lectured all New Mexicans to stay home, a non-essential business open so she could buy jewelry?
Where's the First Lady? Has she engaged in non-essential travel? What is your response to people who say the stay-at-home order and non-essential travel bans aren't being abided by your family?
So I'm just not going to answer that question. It's inappropriate.
It's inappropriate.
And I find it reprehensible.
For New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, letting people go to church was just too dangerous. But protesting, fine.
Are you concerned about a spike in cases when you combine reopening and the protests?
I think you have to be, but the alternative, I just don't. It's not feasible. I don't see it.
Certain parts of the First Amendment are better than others.
In Michigan, over this past weekend, Governor Gretchen Whitmer's husband decided to violate his own wife's orders by traveling across the state to use his boat. When the marina told him they could not put the boat in the water, Gretchen Whitmer's husband let them know that his wife was the governor. Don't you know who I am?
And as you know, haircuts certainly not essential during this pandemic, unless you're the mayor of Chicago. A photo recently surfaced of Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot posing with a hairdresser after getting a haircut. Now, she has defended herself, saying that she needed a haircut because she is the public face of the city.
Debbie, getting your roots done is not essential.
The state has launched an investigation into the nail bar in Beaumont following a visit from Mayor Becky Ames. Ames said, quote, "As an elected official, I am held to a higher standard. I regret my action that day. I did not intend to take personal privilege while asking others to sacrifice, and for that I am truly remorseful."
But you did.
You know, I went to Virginia Beach, as I just explained. I've always tried to accommodate people that want to take pictures, and I was unprepared. This is not just about me. This is about all Virginians, and it's about their public safety. And so I will continue to offer guidelines as to what's in everybody's best interest.
I mean,
that is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
I mean, it just doesn't stop, the hypocrisy. And they don't care. They don't care. Wow.
I'm just not going to answer that.
I'm not going to. I find it reprehensible that you even challenge me on that. How dare you? Don't you know who I am? I'm so much better than you. Don't you see this? Don't you see that I'm a better human being? I'm in a different level than you are.
In fact,
you're scum.
I don't even want you in these press conferences anymore.
I don't want to see you. I don't want to look at you. You make me sick just to look at you. I could vomit right now just to look at you. Get out. Yeah. Get out. Before I puke all over you.
Yeah. I mean, these people are just amazing.
Wow, despicable. It doesn't go far enough.
I know.
Only 4-letter words would suffice.
That's what I told you. That's where I was at. I'm telling you, about halfway through that, the first time I saw it, that's where I was at.
Yep.
You just want to scream it in their face.
And there's more. San Francisco gyms, which are, forced to remain closed by the liberals in that city, still closed. They've been closed for months. They continue to be closed. However, city leaders have just opened the city-owned gyms.
Oh, good.
So the city can start making money again from these gyms. But your private business, sorry. You can't. You can't open your business. Wow. Talk about blatant. And again, they don't even care. They don't even care what it looks like anymore. The hypocrisy, I guess they think that they have evolved so far, they've carried out their plans so much that there's nothing you could do about it now that you know about it.
Well, they've enacted their new plans so that they have the power, right? The emergency services plan, or whatever you want to call it, for the cities and the states and the counties, so that guys, take the guys and women, take the helm under these Emergency Services Act, and they're in charge, right? And they keep re-upping it, and they have kept re-upping it every month. It's been 6 months now, 6 or 7 months. Since the lockdown really started, and they keep re-upping it, saying, "Oh yeah, well we're still in danger." So when does it stop? I mean, they're not going to want to. They never want to give it up. I mean, no way, right? There's no way they want to give that power back. So you either just have to take it, or it's going to have to be no more, right? You just no more. We're done.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't want. I'm not saying do anything violent or bad.
No, of course not. No, but I mean, at some point we do have to take a stand. Not a violent one, but we've got to get involved in this process. Enough is enough. Let me take 60 seconds. Tell you about Gabby Insurance. When you've had the same car insurance or homeowners insurance for years, you kind of get trapped into paying your premiums, and you just don't think about it. That makes it really easy to overpay and not even realize that you're overpaying. So do what I did and stop overpaying for car and homeowners insurance. See about getting a lower rate for the exact same coverage you already have. And it's really easy now, thanks to Gabby Insurance. Gabby takes the pain out of shopping for insurance by giving you an apples-to-apples comparison of your current coverage with 40 of the top insurance providers like Progressive, Nationwide, and Travelers. Just link your current insurance account, and in just a few minutes, you'll be able to use quotes for the exact same coverage, so you can compare exactly what you have to exactly what you would have and find out the price. And in almost every case, you're going to save money with Gabby. Gabby customers save $800 per year on average. Now, you might find out that you're paying the lowest amount of money that you possibly can already, and that's great, and then you just got that peace of mind. It's totally free to check your rate. There's no obligation. Take just a few minutes right now. Stop overpaying on your car and homeowners insurance. Go to Gabby.com/Pat. Gabby.com/unleashed, actually. That's Gabi. Gabby.com/unleashed.
Gray Unleashed.
888-900-3393, also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. All right, so the pastor of a large California church was fined over $50,000 for indoor worship services, despite adhering to the social distancing guidelines and all of that stuff. They didn't exceed the number. They were 6 feet apart. They did all that. So why were they fined? They had the unmitigated gall to sing.
And I think it's over 50,000 now. I think they're up over close to 100,000 or more now in fines because they just keep racking it up.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. So they went to church. They socially distanced. They wore masks, all of that. But they sang. And so they're being fined multiple thousands of dollars.
Yeah. The state sent in their undercover agents into the church service and discovered that the worshipers were singing. And so
dare they? How dare they?
They slapped the paperwork on the front door. I mean, the fines are adding up. They're getting ready to shut them down because of it. It's incredible.
I mean, it really is.
I hope that they don't have any, toasters plugged in at the church.
Me too, because they would lose those major appliances. They would lose them. But they also claimed they weren't social distancing. They claimed they were, but when they're singing, that's so egregious that I don't care what else you're doing. You've ruined everything. You just wrecked it now. What we should do is just bolt the door shut and let nobody in ever again.
Right.
You've just gone too far. How can you be a church when you're doing something that egregious? Something egregious as singing.
Yeah.
And you feel good about it as a person of God? Okay. Whatever.
Here's another fine.
No fine is big enough. Like I said, these people should go immediately to prison. Immediately. Without trial.
Yeah, don't pass go.
Yeah.
Don't collect too. Well, they'll definitely don't collect any money. What are you talking about?
888-900-3393.
Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze Radio Network. Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. And at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. If you missed it, big news overnight. Donald Trump, our president, nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize.
Right?
How about that?
Come on.
I guess he was nominated before by the same guy.
Yeah. I think last year, right?
Was it last year?
Maybe
I'm
the
not
year
sure.
before.
It's a while ago, a couple of years ago, I think.
But he's proven his point over the last 3 years.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
He should be, right?
Yeah. Remember when Barack Obama won the Nobel Peace Prize for nothing? Remember that? Remember when he did nothing? Except start new wars.
Yeah.
I mean, we were already involved in 2. I think at one point it was up to 5. Or was it 15? I don't know. 30? I think at one point we're into 37 separate wars on this planet, thanks to Barack Obama.
Yeah.
But he won the Nobel Peace Prize. What was he nominated? Like 3 weeks after he was, 3 weeks after inauguration, he was nominated.
And he did say, I will say a quote from him that I do agree with, said that, I do not feel that I deserve to be in the company of so many of the transformative figures who have been honored by this prize.
Right there with you. It's the truest thing he ever uttered in his
100%.
life. 1,000%. I'm behind him on that. We don't agree with Barack on many things.
No, we do not.
But we're together on that. That's for sure. Homeland Security, good news. Homeland Security says white supremacists will remain the most persistent and lethal threat in the United States through next year. The most recent draft of the report predicts an elevated threat environment at least through early next year. White supremacists. Okay, with everything that's going on, it's white supremacists that we're worried about right now? Really? Do you know there are Antifa and Black Lives Matter extremists roaming our cities and rioting every single night? Dozens of people have been killed throughout this country. Cities are burning to the ground. They're terrorizing innocent people every single day who are out in public just trying to enjoy themselves at a restaurant. But it's white supremacists somehow that are the biggest threat we face?
It does seem not
ludicrous,
correct.
asinine.
Yes.
Like some buffoon wrote this report.
Yes.
Like CNN wrote this report. That's what it seems like. It seems like Chris Cuomo wrote this stinking report. That is just ludicrous. Speaking of Chris Cuomo, he finally told us who's responsible for the COVID outbreak.
Well,
too.
his
That's
brother
great.
did.
Oh, okay. Andrew Cuomo did.
Yeah, the governor.
Okay, yeah, right.
I know. Look, it's easy to get,
Yeah, it's either Fredo or Fredo's brother. They're both in on this, but Andrew really nailed it.
I mean, he is
right?
such a.
Well, he's the greatest governor probably ever.
That's what I was looking for. Is the greatest governor
and the
ever.
way he has handled the virus,
genius.
Genius. Who would have thought to put infected people in with the most vulnerable population in this country? Who would have thought of that? I wouldn't have thought of that. You know what we need to do is stick all the sick people in nursing homes. That's what we need to do.
I mean, they're prepared for it, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that was a really good idea.
Put them in and lock them up.
And here's who fault it is. He'll tell us.
Donald Trump
No.
caused the COVID outbreak in New York. Donald Trump caused the COVID outbreak in New York.
One more time. Peter.
That is a fact.
It's a fact.
It's a fact that he admitted, and the CDC admitted,
When?
and Fauci admitted. The China virus, the China virus, the China virus. It was not the China virus. It was the European virus that came to New York. They missed it.
Hey,
they
stupid.
missed it. The China virus.
Pause it for a second. Where did the European virus come from?
That was you. Oh, I thought it was one of the press there that was there. Hey, stupid.
I wish. Hey, stupid. Where do you think the Europeans got their virus from? China! Oh, man. I can't take it. I can't take it. You know, when he did the ban on travel from China, they yelled at him because that was racist and xenophobic. And then they did the same thing. It was xenophobic when he banned
the European
travel from Europe. And
so
now
he's trying to make the argument that the European ban was too late.
Exactly. Okay, here he is.
They missed it. The China virus went to Europe. It got on the plane.
You didn't know that.
It went to Europe.
Uh-huh.
They never even thought of the possibility.
No, they did.
And then 3 million Europeans got on the plane and came to New York.
They got on one. That's a big plane.
And they brought the virus.
Pause it for a second. 3 million. Let's just soak that in for a second. 3 million Europeans got on a plane.
That's why the airlines are hurting right now. Because 3 million people are not getting on a plane.
Crap. But they did. They did right before the outbreak in New York.
Yeah.
That was a big ass plane. How big was that plane?
Well, they made it. They stuffed them in because they were all
really
sick.
Stuffed them in.
Sick.
Were some of them sitting on the floor? Because that's a lot of people in one.
Yeah, you ever see the
Usually,
trains?
you maybe have 200 people, but
no,
3 million in one plane.
Yeah,
that's a lot. That's a lot. I'm going to say that's too many. I know I'm going out on a limb, but I'm going to say 3 million people on a plane.
They didn't let them have carry-ons or anything. I mean,
they didn't.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I guess there was.
They didn't limit them to just one. They had none.
There wasn't.
Okay.
Room.
Wow. Must have been like a 787 or something.
Or 97, 98, something like that. Yeah.
98, 98, whatever it takes. All right, let's see the rest of this
And then 3 million Europeans got on the plane and came to New York. And they brought the virus.
Oh, man.
January, they brought the virus. February, they brought the virus. March, they brought the virus. And in mid-March, the federal government does a travel ban from Europe.
Okay.
Mid-March.
Which you didn't want him to do.
Too little, too late, Mr. President.
Unbelievable.
He caused the
Unreal.
COVID outbreak in New York.
That's bull
Donald
crap.
Trump and his incompetent CDC and his incompetent NIH and his incompetent Department of Homeland Security.
The gall, the unmitigated, of the guy who said, we're not closing down New York. I'm the one who would have to do it, and I'm not doing it. That was in March. How do they let him get away with that?
I don't know.
Seriously, I know you're in the bag for this guy. I know you're in the bag. Mainstream media loves the Democrats. You've got the same agenda. You don't want to do anything. But come on, that is an obvious place to raise your hand and say, "Sir, I'm sorry. You said multiple times you're not closing down New York. Until when? When did you finally close down New York? When? Don't try to push this off on the president of the United States." You've done the worst job possible. You've had more deaths in this state because of your actions than anybody in the world.
Yeah.
Per capita. The worst death rate in the world is New York State. Congratulations on that. But of course, it's Donald Trump's fault.
Of course it is.
Wow. The unmitigated gall. That's just... I mean, can you believe he would try to pull that off?
Oh, yes.
I guess.
Yes.
I guess so.
I mean, just say
nothing
it.
is beneath these
just
people.
Just say it. Yes. Just say it. You're fine. I mean, before that, it was Donald Trump did a great job for him, right?
Right.
Came along great, helped him with everything, gave us everything we needed.
Yes. Yes, he said that multiple times on those daily briefings.
Yeah.
I can't complain about Donald Trump. He's been good.
And now?
Nope. And now it's all Donald Trump's fault.
And we didn't even hear. And
Man.
you were nice the second time around, where you were saying someone in the crowd would say, "Excuse me, Mr. Governor."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we didn't even hear that, or we didn't even hear, "Hey, stupid."
Yeah. Hey, you freaking buffoon. You're the one. In fact, he told that story of, and I've mentioned this a million times, but I can't believe nobody brings it up. He told that story of some really successful businessman in New York coming up to him, freaked out, and said, "Andrew, I hear the city's closing down." And he's like, "Relax. The city's not closing down. I'd have to make that decision, and I'm not making that decision." 3 days later, he made that decision.
Shut it down.
Okay. I mean,
relax.
Jeez. Nobody saw this coming in America. Nobody did. The Democrats certainly didn't. Maybe Donald Trump didn't as soon as he should have. I don't know. I just don't think anybody knew. None of us thought this was going to happen.
No,
here.
and by the way, we've talked about it before. Even before the mid-March, Mr. Governor, mid-March.
Mm-hmm.
We were already in our own little lockdown state, right? I mean, people in the U.S. were already social distancing.
We were distancing.
And we were already concerned about it. Everyone was talking about it. We knew that the issue was around, so we didn't foresee the that 15-day lockdown was like, yeah, we can do 15 days. We've already done 15. Let's do this 15. Let's get it done. Let's do it over with. And now, we're 6-7 months later, and we're still there.
It's just crazy.
I know. I know.
There's no words. There are no words in the English language to express the frustration I feel over this. It'd be so nice if just one person in the mainstream media, somebody outside of Fox News, had the giblets to raise their hand and say, come on now, we're calling your BS on this. Yes. And just ask a reasonable question of the guy and remind him of the things that he said in March, all the way up to mid-March, in fact. Ridiculous. But we live in a ridiculous world.
Yes, we do.
TEDx. You see that the conference organization TEDx, they're using the spelling WOMXN for women now. WOMXN. I don't know how you pronounce that. Womxn. Womxn. Because it's not women, right?
No, it is though, right?
I guess it's supposed to refer to women, but I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, because they're trying to fight prejudice and discrimination by replacing the E with an X. How does that do anything? The group announced that it was planning to hold a TEDx London womxn conference this coming autumn, and it prompted somebody to ask, what is a womxn, a WOMXN? Why we're using WOMXN? No, that's not a typo. Womxn is a spelling of women that's more inclusive and progressive.
And it avoids the spelling of men.
It's more inclusive to use an X and misspell women.
Yeah.
Really? The term sheds light on the prejudice, discrimination, and institutional barriers that womxn faced. And, by the way, it explicitly includes non-cisgender women, too. I didn't realize that. I didn't know that. Just by replacing the E with an X. That is so... Again, how do you survive this? How do you survive this kind of butt stupidity? I don't know. I really don't know. I love one of the tweets after this, though. How do you pronounce WOMXN? WOMXN? You don't, because it's bull crap. Tweeted Suzanne Moore.
It's not a word.
It is actually less inclusive, considering no normal person knows what the hell you're talking about. Thank you. This is the kind of crap that has made it almost impossible to watch TED Talks anymore. Too many people pandering to the woke crowd. Sorry, but no, that is not inclusive. It's just BS. Thank you. Thank you. There are still a few people with common sense. It's nice to know, isn't it? It's not just us. There's a few people out there. Let me tell you about realestateagentsitrust.com, because if you are a person who is trying to sell your home, or even if you're buying, and if you're relocating, you're trying to do both. You're trying to sell your home and then buy a new one in your new location. You need a realtor that you can trust. You need somebody who really knows the market and has a great track record. And the thing about Real Estate Agents I Trust is that it's Glenn's company, and so his people have really vetted these agents carefully to make sure that they're going to do right by you. Plus, and I love this, I've always loved this a lot, they're fans of the show, so you have a lot in common right from the beginning, and you're not going to have these awkward, hey, you know what, they're doing a really new inclusive spelling of women. They're spelling it with an X instead. Isn't that great? That's so inclusive. So progressive. You won't have to hear that from these people. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name really says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze Radio Network. Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. You can get this anytime on your favorite place to get your podcast, whether that be Spotify or iTunes, pretty much anywhere, except for SoundCloud. Just don't go there. Actually, I don't even know if you can get it there. I don't know, but we don't get credit for it, so don't do it there. Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Google Chrome, all of those are perfectly acceptable. Subscribe, rate the 5-star thing, share with your friends, your loved ones. Just make this world a better place in which to live, okay? Also, Jeffy would appreciate it if you would check out his podcast, Chewing the Fat, which is still free.
I would appreciate it.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Thank you.
I was sensing some of that
means
from you.
a lot to me.
We got some tweets here from Gary Doracak or Doracak. Which is the bigger threat to the future of our society, white supremacists or the American Federation of Teachers?
Question.
Not a cop tweets, Stu Does America said it best, if we're calling the virus by the name of where it came from, then the rest of the United States caught the New York virus. Yeah, that's true. Because even in California, that's what they find. It's the New York strain. It's the one that came from New York. Libertarian Porcupine, maybe Obama's wars were simply misunderstood peaceful protests.
That's true.
Wait, what? Tweets, did he really call St. Fauci incompetent? Isn't that treason? Or can Dems do that? How dare he?
Yeah, I think he threw his name in there, but I don't think he
did throw his name in there.
I don't think he really. He was
saying he was wrong. He was saying he was wrong, which I don't think you can do. I don't think that's legal in America, is it? Dan Schiffler tweets, "It's funny. Democrats seem to be living in this fantasy land that they think doesn't have videos of them saying the exact opposite of everything. Just a few months back."
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, yeah, because they get the cover from the media.
It doesn't seem to matter.
They always have the media cover fire. Democrat elites rule for thee. What's more terrifying than the blatant lies from the Democrats is that half the country believes them as truths. That is tough to believe and hard to take and very terrifying. COVID Bullet 23. I can't wait for the new Manchester United uniforms, MXN Chester United uniforms to be released.
Instead of it'd be Manchester, right?
Manchester. Or
because I was trying to find if they
Chester.
had pronunciations for woman.
Yeah.
Women.
Right.
WOMXN. And they all seem to be saying woman, not women. So it's woman.
Okay, woman, not women.
Not women. It's woman. Woman.
All right.
I mean, it's a huge difference. It
huge.
shows your respect for...
And when you spell women wrong, you're just being inclusive. That's all. So
That's correct.
Just know that.
That's correct. And you could probably count on that from the Oscars, too, because they just sent out their
new inclusive thing.
The new inclusive, yeah.
I love this. This is a great... I mean... I don't think white people are ever going to win an Academy Award for Best Picture anymore.
You still can make movies.
Yeah, they're not going to win any awards.
Nope.
Because you don't deserve them. You don't deserve them. You crawled up the industry's ladder on the backs of people
That's correct.
who have been oppressed.
Now, it doesn't start until, actually start until 2024, the 96 Oscars. But for 2022 and 2023... you're going to have to submit a confidential Academy Inclusion Standards form to be considered for the Best Picture.
What's it called? The
Confidential Academy Inclusion Standards form.
Standards form, okay.
To be considered for the Best Picture.
Okay.
Which is good. Now, you're going to have to, I mean,
what are some of the inclusive requirements? What do I have to do for this?
So standard on-screen representation, themes, and narratives. To achieve standard, you've got to meet one of the following criteria. All right, so one is if the lead or significant supporting actors, Asian, Hispanic, Latinx, Black, African American, Indigenous, Native American, Alaskan Native, Middle Eastern, North African, Native Hawaiian, or other Pacific Islander, or
anyone but white, right?
Other underrepresented race or ethnicity.
So one of the lead characters have to be a person of minority status.
Yes.
It can't be a white person.
Yes.
Is that incredible?
Or
okay, so
you got to meet.
So if I have two whiteys as the leads, then I have to do one of these other things.
That's correct.
All right.
And that would be at least 30% of all actors in secondary and more minor roles are from at least two of the following underrepresented groups.
Oh, my gosh.
Or,
Okay.
The main storyline subject
is
matter
about justice, social
theme
justice.
or narrative of the film centered on an underrepresented group, women, racial or ethnic group, LGBTQ plus, people with cognitive or physical disabilities, or who are deaf or hard of hearing. Then you get into the standard creative leadership and project team, which at least two of the following of those need
What
to be
if
part
I
of.
feature a blind, transgendered Asian person?
I mean, you win.
Woman. With an X.
You win. You win.
I win?
And now,
I win.
I mean, that's not even it. They want other key roles. At least 6 other crew and team technical positions, including production assistants, are from underrepresented racial or ethnic groups.
Oh, good. Okay.
I mean, the overall crew
So we've got
composition,
quotas now in movies.
at least
there's a quota.
30% of the film's crew must be from the following underrepresented groups.
Now, this is to even be considered for Best Picture.
Right. That's correct. If you don't have women, racial or ethnic group, LGBTQ plus, people with cognitive or physical disabilities, I mean, that's the overall crew count. That's it.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
And it goes on. I mean, it goes on and on and you must have, percentages of these underrepresented racial or ethnic groups.
Sure.
To be considered. So
it's about time.
If you're
Is that what you were thinking? It's about time.
Yes. I'm so sick of white guys making movies.
I can't take it. I can't take all the white people in movies.
That's what I mean.
I can't take it. And the white people themes.
And the grips. The white people that are grips.
And the best boys, all white. All white. I'm sick of it.
Pat Gray. Only on the Blaze Radio Network. Pat Gray returns.
With traffic and weather together every 9 minutes on the force. All morning long. 888-933-93. And at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I love that some people are catching on to this situation with the Democrat cities and mentioning it. They're talking about it now. That there are, I don't know, a couple of problems in Democrat-run cities.
Has that been proven?
Yes, sadly it has.
Are there facts to back up your wild claims?
Yes. Unfortunately for Democrats, there are. I don't know, the most violent cities, crime-wise, are the top 50. I'm just talking about the top 50. All Democrat, but one. 49 of the top 50 most violent, crime-ridden, riddled cities are run by Democrats, and usually, in most cases, have been for decades.
I like how you spin that. You made it seem like there was 50.
Made it seem like, yeah.
The headline makes it seem like there's 50.
Yeah, it does. It seems like there's 50, and that 49 of them are Democrat-run. And number one, of course, Detroit. Number two, Memphis. Then you got Birmingham, Alabama, Baltimore, Flint, St. Louis, Wilmington, Delaware, Camden, New Jersey, Pine Bluff, Arkansas. All run by Democrats. All mayor Democrats. Democratic mayors. San Bernardino, Kansas City, Missouri, San Bernardino, California, Alexandria, Louisiana, Little Rock, Cleveland, Milwaukee, Stockton, Monroe, Chester. You just keep going on and on. Wow. Every single one of them Democrat until you get. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe it's only because
my gosh.
The 44th. Oh my God. The 44th is a Republican, as is the 45th. And the 47th. I'm sorry. Only 47 of the top 50. I lied. I lied. Right, it's just 47 of the top 50 cities that are run by Democrats. Are you pissed?
I am so pissed right now.
There are 3 Republican mayors in the top 50, and they're all in the 40s. 44, 45, and 47. All right. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Beaumont, Texas. Well, that surprises me. I didn't realize Beaumont had a violent crime problem. And Desert Hot Springs, California, have Republican mayors. Otherwise, the other 47 are Democrats.
You wouldn't think Desert Hot Springs, California.
Wouldn't think there's a really big...
I would give you Beaumont before Desert Hot Springs.
Yeah, I would too. Desert Hot Springs has a whopping population of 28,878.
Wow.
And you got a violent crime problem there? Yeah. 10.7 out of 1,000 are subjected to violent crimes. Wow. Okay, so what about poverty, though? Because that's where Republicans come in, because they don't care about the little guy, right?
Okay.
So the poverty is just going to be totally controlled by Republicans who are just caring about their rich, cronies
right.
in big companies,
campaign contributors,
right? So let's see the poverty rate. And number one, okay, that happens to be a Democrat, Detroit, Michigan. Now Cleveland also number 2 is Democrat. So is Buffalo at number 3, and number 4, 5, 6. But when you get to number 7, Fresno, California. That's a Republican mayor.
See?
Yeah. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 of the top 50. For poverty rates in America, it's only 41 Democratic cities. I mean, don't come to me and tell me that the Democrats aren't doing a good job. They only have 41 of the top 50 poverty-stricken cities.
Thank you.
It's only 41. Come on.
Thank you. Everybody tries to spin this around.
Yeah, don't try to spin us. We've got the facts right here in front of our fat faces.
I hate bogging people down with facts. But.
Yeah, I do too. It's but 41 of the top 50 cities for poverty are Democrat controlled.
I mean, that's...
And it goes on to say that, many of them for like 60 years, 70 years in some cases.
Yeah, many of those cities are at least 50 years.
Yes.
Of Democratic-run hellholes.
Yes. Usually it's at least 40, but it goes up to 70.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Really bad.
Chicago's been controlled by Democrats for, maybe it's even more than 70 years. Let me just see if I can find that, because I was blown away by the statistic. Was it 89 years? I think it was 89. Yeah, okay, it is.
Wow.
It is. It's been controlled because you got the Daley family that were there decades. So 89 years of Democrat control in Chicago. And look what they have to show for it. This is interesting. St. Louis has been controlled by Democrats continuously for 71 years. 58 in Detroit, 53 in Baltimore, 29 in Kansas City. Wilmington, 47 years. 30 years in Cleveland, 38 in Harrisburg. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, for 38 years of Democrat rule. Houston, 38 years. And people look at Houston like it's a Republican stronghold.
Yeah.
And the suburbs are. But the inner city, nope.
Oh, that's the same as Dallas, right? I mean,
same as Dallas.
Yeah.
Minneapolis, 42 years. I mentioned Chicago, 89 years. And 60 years for Milwaukee. I mean, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. And at least, there's a few people who are mentioning that now, who are calling them out on it now and putting them on the spot and say, well, you're the ones in control of these cities.
Yeah.
Why aren't you doing anything?
And after all this time, you see the evidence of what a good job they've done.
Yeah, right.
That evidence to me, I mean, they are hellholes, right? And,
yes.
I mean, and people have just left that are able, that can, and so there's just the domino effect increases.
And why would you stay? Why would you stay in a city like that that's poverty-stricken and that is violent crime-riddled, and they want to tax you more? They want to take more of your money and make you even more poverty-stricken.
Yeah.
It's interesting. There's a big push for a wealth tax in this country right now. And so this article looks into the wealth tax. I think this was a Zero Hedge article. And they talk about how over the last 2 decades, how Western economies have been increasingly driven by debt. Now, how do you fix the problem? Well, we borrowed even more money.
Oh.
Since then, the Western nations have doubled the national debt levels. The COVID crisis makes it even worse, of course. And so a wealth tax now is a recurring hot topic in the crisis. But in Europe, they've already done... I just dropped my ring. Listen to how heavy that thing is. I mean, that's a significant piece of weight right there.
That's some weight.
That's some weight right there. But I got powerful fingers that can hold it up. Anyway, how would a wealth tax work out? How are wealth taxes working out in other countries is sort of the theme of this article from Zero Hedge. Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders have already suggested a new wealth tax on wealthy Americans. California is suggesting another wealth tax. They want to do that, even though, again, I think we mentioned earlier in the show, they've got a 13.3% income tax now on your state income tax. Now, in Texas, our rate is 0% on income tax. Now, we make up for it. They make up for it in property tax.
Yes, they do.
There's no question about that.
Other fees.
And other fees. So they're going to get you either coming or going, and they always do. But how does a wealth tax work out in, say, some of these other countries? You know, Norway really sticks people who are supposedly wealthy. And their system starts, you get a wealth tax if you're only making $164,000 a year. $164,000 and up are subject to a wealth tax. Now, apparently no exact numbers are presented, but many wealthy Norwegians have fled the country. And who could blame them?
So, and 160. It's funny you say only 164,000. I mean, that's a good wage.
I mean, it's a good wage, but it's not. You're not wildly rich at 164,000.
No way.
Depending on where you live. I mean, if you're in New York, that's almost a poverty line. I mean, I don't know how people in Manhattan survive, because if you're making a normal wage, 30 or 40,000, I don't know where you're living, except on the street, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so expensive in New York and San Francisco and Los Angeles. You have to make a lot more than 164,000 to live a decent life there. But small business owners are really hit hard with these, because it's not just based on income. It's everything you have. It's your property. It's your it's the goods. It's the merchandise you have. It's all the stuff, your furniture, all of that, your assets, your stock portfolio, all of that stuff figures into it. And Norway had a tax ceiling preventing anyone from paying more tax. Get this. So their ceiling, the most they could charge you, the most they could take of your income is 80%.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Why are you saying like that?
No, it's really good. So you can keep 20%. We're letting you
keep
20% of your income.
The most they're going to take is 80%.
I might only take 75%.
Right.
I might only take 75%. And that leaves you with 25% of what you earned. What do you want?
Thank you.
You want all of it? Selfish bastard. However, get this. The ceiling was removed in 2009.
Oh, good. Good.
So there is no limit now.
Right. What's good about these countries and states, though, is, we talked about how they, how, say, Texas has zero, but, they get it in other fees. If they start to do their wealth tax, those fees usually all go away, don't they?
Yeah, no, they don't.
No?
None of them go away. No, they keep those.
Weird.
And you pay the wealth tax.
Weird how that happens.
For instance, in Norway today, this sounds hard to believe, but according to Zero Hedge, it is true. Today, some taxpayers pay more tax than they have income. Okay.
Wait, how is that?
Well, then, so that forces some of the most productive citizens in the country to leave the country so that they can have some of their money left over to, I don't know, live.
No kidding.
Norway's also passed laws attempting to prevent people from leaving the country. They're going to come after you for 5 years. That is,
California's trying to do that now, right?
This is the tax version of...
California's not a country, but California is trying to do that now.
Yeah. That's, in fact, didn't they say 10?
Yeah.
That might have even been a 10-year horizon where we can still tax you even after you leave the state for 10 years. It's like Hotel California. You could check out, but you can never leave.
And we heard from people that were in California that they made it very difficult for you to leave, right? Hey, we let you leave.
Yeah,
but
check out anytime you like.
You can't sell your property unless it's up to our standards. And if it never reaches our standards, then you can't sell your property.
That's unbelievable. And so that's what happens when you start with the wealth tax thing. You start down a really bad road. And if you want to lose all the wealthy people who, you want to lose Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, you think they're going to stand for that? For you taking billions of their dollars away from them? They're not. They'll leave. They'll go somewhere else. They can live anywhere they want. They don't have to live here.
I know.
I mean, even the most liberal among them are not going to stand for that. And France found that out, too, when they did the 75% tax. They did a 75% income tax just a few years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't very long
ago. And it went so badly, so many people left and moved to Russia because they have a 15% flat tax. So they left and went to Russia. In fact, I think it's less than that now. But they went to Russia instead, And so 2 years after they instituted the 75% tax, they stopped the 75% tax. I think they lowered it to 50 again, but even that's ridiculous. But unbelievable.
It's not 75.
Right. It's not. Yeah. It's like the Barack Obama thing when the unemployment rate was almost 10%. Well, at least it's not 14 or 15, 16%. We're only taxing you 75. At least it's not 80 or 85 or 100. All right, let me tell you about ScoreMaster. Did you know that the average American has 97 points they can add to their credit score? And they have no idea how to get them, of course. But ScoreMaster has figured this out for you, so you don't need to know. You just join ScoreMaster, and they'll tell you how to do it. It's a credit science that super boosts your credit score, an average of 61 points in 20 days. It's incredible. So, like if your score was in the high 500s to mid 600s when you bought a new car, if you'd gone to ScoreMaster first and raised your credit score just the average 61 points, you would have saved $9,000 on your car loan. And if you'd gone to ScoreMaster before applying for a home loan and raised your score just the average 61 points our listeners get, you could have saved almost $100,000 over the life of that loan. So it's really important. It saves you a ton of money. ScoreMaster puts you in control of your finances, not the banks, and you can enroll in just minutes. See how many plus points ScoreMaster can add to your credit score. Visit scoremaster.com/Pat. Scoremaster.com/Pat.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
Jeffy found this incredible Alex Jones puppet show. Who did this?
It's a show about Bob Cesca. Right? I got to find his actual name.
Bob
I want to
Cesca.
give him his credit.
Okay.
I want to give him his full credit because he's due.
It's
his credit
funny.
is due. Yeah.
Now he pokes a little fun at the president here too, but this is just too good not to play.
Yeah, the Bob Cesca show. That's right. And,
all right.
His people in there. This Carlos Alquiz who plays Donald Trump, and but Alex is written and performed by Bob.
And I
by
suspect
Bob Cesca.
we wouldn't agree with Bob on many things.
Probably not. But
this is fantastic.
Really funny.
Check this out.
America is under attack by the globalists, the satanic liberal gay agenda, and the China virus is a power grab hoax. Turning the friggin' frogs gay. Transmitting to you live from my studios in the back room of a Waffle House where I live now. I'm Alex Jones, and we'll talk with super genius President Trump in a few minutes. But speaking of geniuses, we join our InfoWars COVID-19 power grab hoax correspondent Dan Bidandi, live via FaceTime from his van down by the river. Hello? Dan, what have you uncovered about the Chinese globalist COVID conspiracy in Rhode Island?
Hello?
Dan, you have to turn your camera around.
Whoever this is, I gotta call Alex Jones to be on his show.
Dan, this is Alex Jones. You're on the show. Press the button to use the face cam.
I can't hear no sounds.
Turn the damn motherfucker. Folks, the scientists at Super Vitality Male have developed a safe and effective therapeutic to cure the China virus hoax from China. And I'm here to tell you, it works. Say hello to Super Vitality Male's Smack Yourself in the Groin COVID Cure. For the low subscription fee of $19.99 a month, Super Vitality Male will ship to you via InfoWars Top Secret Courier your very own Smack Yourself in the Groin guidebook, so you too can defeat the China virus from the safety of your underground bunker or sniper's perch. I tried it myself, and it really works. Ow! 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 I think I gotta go to the hospital. As you can see, not only am I cured of the China virus from China, but check out these before and after photos. I actually lost weight, too, burning calories all over the place from the scientific crotch-smacking regimen. It works better than Obama's weather weapons, tiny helicopters and airplanes moving tornadoes all around. Call 1-800-I'm-a-sucker. Order today. On the phone right now, the strongest physical specimen of turgid rock-hard masculinity to occupy the White House, the 45th President, Donald Trump. Mr. President, I'm relentlessly groping myself right now.
Hello, Sean.
It's very, very tremendous to be here.
It's Alex Jones.
That's great, Sean. We're very excited about your smack yourself in the groin cure for the China virus sent to us from China. Kamala Harris is from China. You know, many people are saying she's from China. I don't know. It's probably somewhere close to Jamaica. It has to be. Did I mention that the China virus was China's fault and not my fault?
China, the Illuminati, the New World Order, the Bilderbergs, Raytheon, Bechtel, IBM, the Trilateral Commission, Agenda 21, JDM 15, RFID microchips, the shape-shifting lizard people from outer space, and of course the hormone mimickers that are turning the friggin' frogs gay. I got the documents, Mr. President.
Hey, Sean.
Alex.
While I was waiting on hold, I came up with a tremendous new product for curing the China virus from China. It's called the Trump Smack Yourself in the Groin Cure. It will be available during the next period of time, probably in sharper image stores. It'll be the new hydroxychloroquine fortified with 4 kinds of disinfectant.
Yeah, roar! I'm all jacked up on coke, meth, and Comet disinfectant.
So am I, Sean. I call it breakfast.
Let's smack ourselves in the groin together. Take this, China. Ow. 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 Ow.
No, I can't reach my groin anymore, Sean.
So bad.
That's pretty good.
I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Funny.
I don't care who you are.
Funny stuff.
That's funny. That was well done.
Well, that was really funny and really well done. And awesome. And as Alex Jones fans that we are,
right? Yeah, exactly.
That they nailed Alex Jones great.
Yes, I mean that was a good Trump impression too.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
It was really pretty good.
That wasn't bad, Sean.
He keeps calling him Sean.
You just go, Alex.
Alex just finally rides with it. Yeah, all right. Just call me Sean. Whatever. All right.
Really funny.
At least the president's not turning the friggin' frogs gay. Am I
right?
right? Am I right?
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Speaking of the China virus, apparently Disney's under fire for filming Mulan.
Oh yeah, they're
in the Chinese city where they house the concentration camps. Wow. So, you know, apparently Mulan was already the subject of a boycott.
Yeah, they were mad at him.
Yeah. And now they're accused of perpetrating human rights abuses against the Uyghur Muslims on a massive scale because they shot the movie in that city.
And they're saying the girl that plays Mulan had, was speaking good things about the Hong Kong police.
Oh,
so they
wow.
were mad at her for that.
Okay.
They were mad at Disney for kowtowing to the Chinese.
Yep.
They were mad at that, and now they're getting into this where where the film was shot and what they've done. I mean,
right.
It's really bad.
Well, it's estimated, and we've talked about this before many times, but over 1 million Uyghur residents have been detained in these internment camps.
Yeah. And
so, are you not supporting that effort when you're filming movies in that area? I don't know, kind of. So China says the detention camps in Xinjiang are just part of a peaceful effort to improve the region's security and economic development. Oh, well, when you put it that way.
Why didn't you say so?
I mean, can you imagine in the 40s if an American movie company shot a movie in Auschwitz? Right. Or Dachau? I mean,
right.
It's
and use
it's a
that
big deal.
excuse.
Yeah, but they're just part of a peaceful effort to improve the region's security and economic development. That's all that is.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh, sorry.
See you tomorrow.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.